Hello friends, this is Music Man from his man cave, and I am dealing right now with stupid with money, religion, and your money. Now I'm not talking about a relationship with God. I am talking about some lies that are fed to you, force-fed down your throat, and people actually believe them. And so I'm going to tell you some lies, and I'm going to tell you that they're just not there in the Bible. They're just flat out not there. So here we go. Coming at you right now. Music Man in his man cave, religion and your money, some common lies. You're not going to find this in the scriptures, but it's always implied that if you give generously to the church, that you're on a higher spiritual plane with God. And the less that you give, you don't get as much blessing. And that basically, if you only give 10% or you don't even give your tithe, some people imply that not tithing is stealing from God. So you're a thief and you're going to go to hell for not tithing. I challenge anyone to show me where that is written in the Bible. Down below. Show me where that's written. It's not there. There's nowhere in the Bible that it says if you do not tithe to the church that you're going to go to hell. It's just not there. And yet there are some people that fall for this hook, line, and sinker. The way I see the tithe is I have a love for Jesus Christ. So just like I give flowers to my wife, or I give gifts to her, and I want to bless her life, and she'd say I don't give often enough. I like to give unto the Lord Jesus Christ, but I want to make sure it's getting to Him and to His purposes. I don't want the pastor or the priest to have a new Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with making sure you know where your money's going. That's not unreligious. They have no problem standing up there and begging for your money like they're in need or something. When if you pay attention to a lot of churches today, pastors go on trips all the time and they live large, and they're having a great old time. And while they expect the average elderly person living on retirement in their church to give and give and give and give. In other words, if you give, then God is going to give you more blessing, special blessing. And if you don't give as much, you're going to miss out on the blessings of God. Well, I will tell you that I know people personally that love God. They served Him diligently all their life, and they still got cancer and died. And then, they'll have some pat answer like, but she's blessed in the afterlife. Well, what about her modest living and, living today? Why are you driving around in a new Cadillac while she lived a modest life and then died a horrible death of cancer? So this whole thing that you're going to be abundantly more blessed than the prosperity theory or whatever you want to call it, it's bunk. There's no truth to it. According to the Bible, it's very clear that there is nothing you can give. When you give a tithe unto the Lord, it's a love offering. And it is not mandatory. I think it's a good thing to do if you love Jesus and you're really behind what your church is doing. But if your church isn't doing that, or they're saying any of this dogma, this absolute lies to you about your money, that the more you give, the more you're going to be blessed, where in the fact, it looks like to me, I have not seen what they're saying. In other words, the people that are giving the most should be the ones that are most blessed, right? Well, why is the pastor getting to go on all these elaborate trips and stuff? Why is the pastor living large? Why does the pastor have the majority of the stuff? You're not supposed to ask that. That's off limits. How dare you? Who do you think you are? Then they pull out their God card and start, belligerent you. Well, I'm a pastor, and I'm also a licensed minister, and I can tell you it ain't there. You want to know the truth? It just isn't there. There is something mentioned in Leviticus about giving 10%, and that's again for the upkeep. If they're following the Lord. But if they would have been asked me for offerings to Baal, I'd have said no. And today, if they're asking me for offerings and I can see the church is spending frivolously and buying things that are not needed, I have a right to step back and say, no, I'm not supporting this. So, Music Man in his man cave saying, you have a right to question. There is no problem with questioning. We are not just to be people that just say, here's my money. Do whatever. I trust you. I say, make sure you pay close attention to their fruit and what they're doing with that money. Believe me, just because you're in a church building does not mean that you're a Christian, no more than if you go stand in my garage, you're an automobile. Talk to you later. Bye.